All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go into service. Oh, this is one of the bad buttons. All right, we got these service buttons replaced. So now we can go into the menu. I'm gonna press the black button to go to the menu. And we have some tech alerts, so let's check these out. The plus or minus are the red volume buttons. So it looks like we have some Groot related stuff, Trough 2, 3, and 4. So those should be switches that identify when there's a ball actually in the Groot multi-ball trough. Okay, so let's back out of here. I'm gonna press black, and then I'm gonna go to diagnostics, and I'm gonna go to switch. So now I'm gonna test that the Groot mouth switch is activating. So there's an opto here in front. Oh, almost forgot, gotta get some power. Pull out this 48 volt interlock switch here. That'll put power back to the play field, okay? So these optos on left and right here, those identify when a ball is going up towards Groot's mouth. So if I hit a switch on the top right, it'll say which switch you're hitting, left flipper button. Now if I activate the Groot opto, changes to the Groot opto. So we know that switch is working. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna check the solenoid. So how you check the solenoids is I'm gonna press the green service credit button to go back. I'm gonna go to press the right red button to go to coil, black to select. I'm gonna go to test. Now we're gonna look for anything Groot related. Okay, we have Groot trough eject. Okay, looks like we just have a trough eject. So this is probably what ejects the balls from the trough and pushes it towards the mouth, but not necessarily what opens the mouth. And from what I'm tracking, the mouth is not opening. Okay, so let's go to diagnostics. And over here on the far right, we have game specific tests. So each one of these is going to be identified with a different logo of the game. So like Stranger Things will have a different logo for the projector tests. Okay, so let's go here to the Guardian of the Galaxy game specific tests, Groot motor tests, single jump target test, Groot motor test it is. So I'm gonna hit plus and minus to change these values. It looks like it's not rotating to the next value. So what this means, we'll see it underneath, but right now it's in switch position 48, which means the position of whatever's actuating a switch is on switch 48. When it says moving to switch 49, the motor should be rotating whatever's underneath to hit the other switch. So we'll go underneath and we'll check out what that looks like. All right, so we're underneath Guardians now. So this is the trough here. This is the trough eject. This is what, or kind of like a vertical up kicker, but this is what's ejecting the ball out of the trough and out of Groot's mouth. This is the motor that moves this lever. Now, oh, here we go. Okay, so these two switches here, this is the one that's actuated, and this is the one that it's not moving to. So that beep is telling me that it is actuating switch 49. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use the arm and make sure we have free movement. Okay, I don't feel any resistance. So Groot's mouth is able to move downwards, and that tells me that this motor is just not spinning. There's a lever right here that should spin and push this downwards, okay, and hit this other switch. So now we're gonna test power on this guy. By this guy, I mean the Groot motor. All right, so I put the multimeter, I set it to voltage DC. I measured about 20 volts coming to this guy. Still no motor actuation. I also tested it here. I got about the same voltage here. It's pretty tough getting measurements here, but I was still getting the voltage here. This is the power in, and then this is also powering this LED board. So one thing we can do, if I was still having trouble getting power readings, one thing I would do is test this make sure this is getting power at all. Because if none of this is getting power, then there might be an issue here, or there might be an issue on the main power board, which is powering this guy. So then I take my investigation up to the back box, but it's not. So let's check these LEDs up here. Okay. So I'm gonna go to diagnostics, lamps, and all. And then I'm gonna pull out the 48 volt interlock again. All right, and this is where that cable is coming up here from that other LED board. This is getting power. So I know that board's getting power. And that's gonna leave me with a guesstimation of a burnt out motor for Groot's mouth. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to change it to not need the Groot activated. So that way we can still get the multi-ball while we wait for parts to come in. So I'm gonna go to adjustments, and I'm gonna go to feature adjustments, and I'm gonna go to disable Groot motor. Yes. And that should be all it takes to change whether or not it needs the ball lock. Alright, let's go to standard adjustments and see if there's any Groot multi-ball settings in here. Again, I'm just using the volume buttons left and right to navigate through this. So if there's nothing there, let's check the game settings one more time. Go backwards. Alright, lots of multi-ball settings. Doesn't look like there's anything for ball lock. Lock limit. Let's leave this at default. Because there should be a electronic or digital lock or virtual lock too. Groot multi-ball virtual lock. Here we go. Yes. All right, that's the setting we were looking for.